This video is set up to help you with the Exploring Expressions homework. With these types of problems, our whole goal is to simplify each expression. So as you can tell, I have my teacher key. You can see up here. I have my teacher key, and I blocked off the odds. I just want to go ahead and show you how you go about simplifying these types of expressions. So right here we have our expression, and at the end it says when x is equal to -1. Our goal is to, instead of when you see x here, our goal is to input -1 in for x. So we're going to rewrite it with -1 being replaced, with it replacing x. So over here, it's going to look like this. We have 5, and then instead of x, we have -1 plus 7. So it's rewritten like so. Hopefully you can see that. Alright, now with PEMDAS, we have PEMDAS. PEMDAS first is parentheses. So PEMDAS is a way of helping us to solve a problem. So we know that with P being first, that we solve inside the parentheses before we multiply 5. Okay, so when we solve inside the parentheses, -1 plus 7, when we're looking at this, think of it in terms of money. I owe $1, I pay 7, so I have $6 left. We're going to go ahead and keep the parentheses there, so that way it tells us here that we multiply. So then we end and simplify this expression by multiplying 5 times 6, which gives me a value of 30. So there we have our answer. Matching, we have our answer. Let's go ahead and do number 8. With number 8, we have our expression here, and it gives you a different value for x. It's no longer -1, so pay attention to that when you're doing this, that the x value is going to change. So we're going to go ahead and rewrite this, replacing x with 4. Okay, so we have -6, and then we have 2. And when I'm looking at this, I know that I'm multiplying, because when you have 2 right up next to another variable, that's always multiplication. Okay, so it's going to be 2 times, and then instead of x, I'm going to put 4, and I'm going to add 1. Okay, so essentially all I did was rewrite this, and I just input 4. Now let's go ahead and solve. With PEMDAS, we know that we solve P first, parentheses, so we need to solve inside the parentheses. Okay, I'm going to block off 6 so that you're just focused on the parentheses. Now, when you see this, it says we have multiplication and addition. With PEMDAS, we know that we multiply before we add. So go ahead. I like to underline my numbers as I go, so that way I can keep it in order. So I'm going to go ahead and solve this. I have 2 times 4, which gives me 8, and then I'm just going to add a 1, so that gives me 9. So keep it in the parentheses, and then I'm just going to bring down that -6. Okay, so when I have 2 integers, and one is negative and one is positive, I know that if I'm multiplying 2 of them and the signs are different, then my answer is always negative. So when I multiply and my numbers are different signs, I have negative and positive, my sign is always going to be negative. And then I'm just going to multiply my numbers. 6 times 9 gives me 54. So -54, matching my key. I obviously know I got it right. Okay, so what I would like you to do now is to solve the rest of them. And please feel free to rewatch the video to help you when you're simplifying your expression.